Hey guys, I've been a night shift cop for the past 8 years in one of the biggest cities in the United States. And I made a video where I talked about single moms calling the police on their kids or something like that. And this comment is about whether or not single dads are also calling the police on their kids. In my experience, I get a lot less calls from single dads. Basically, almost never. And there's actually quite a few reasons for that. The main thing is social conditioning. Men are kind of raised and brought up to think that asking for help is basically a sign of weakness or incompetence. And if you're a single dad and you're struggling and you ask for help, then you're basically a double failure. You're a failure as a dad and as a man. I don't think moms have that same stigma. Additionally, support infrastructure just isn't really built for men. You guys know what I'm talking about. These spaces are basically dominated by moms. Parenting groups, social networks, even like a pediatric office. It seems that they predominantly welcome females. I think a lot of single dads will feel that they're basically outsiders when they enter these spaces. Even me, as a dad who is not single, I've always felt really weird going to kids' activities where it's basically everybody else's mom and I'm the only dad there. To be fair, there's also a lot lower baseline expectations for men anyways, at least when it comes to parenting. You always hear this, that men get praised for doing just the slightest thing, and this really low bar of expectations creates a perception that men are doing really good as dads when they're not actually. When I do interact with single dads, I can also tell that there's a lot of pride and optics involved. They're always worried about like how the interaction with the police is going to affect their custody of their kids, how people are going to perceive them and stuff like that. Some of these guys worry that like seeking mental health is going to undermine their ability to keep custody of their kid or whatever, or it's going to be used against them in court, which honestly is really a valid complaint. So yeah, I don't know if single dads are doing better because they call the police less. I think they're just more lonely and depressed and they just struggle through by themselves. They probably need as much help as single moms, they just don't ask for it. Be safe.